Here we are at the tail end of a very fine Saturday afternoon during the pot. We had some waves and curls. We had a cancellation, but we also had a fill in with one Shane Fair. And look at this. We're going to cap this fine day off. This is Stir in the Pot with Don Kincaid and my very special guest, Injodible MB. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you very much, man. Thanks for reaching out. Thank you for having me.
Yes,
and it's an honor to be here, man.
Oh, thank you. Because what we like to do is, I'm a fan at the shows, but what I like to do is bring on the talent that we get to meet over time that are in the ring and get them on the show. And this is not my show. This is our show for the fans. So we get to know the talent that we see in the ring. But not only that, we get to learn about new talent, new promotions, and boys and girls right here on the show today. I've never met Mr. MB. So we are all going to be introduced to Mr. MB all at the same time. And I love doing it this way because, and I have to apologize, sir, and I know we don't know each other, but there's a couple things. I don't write anything down.
Okay.
Everything is on the fly. I don't research a damn thing. So I'm a little funky when it comes to interviews. I'm not your regular interview guy. So I just want to put that right out there. Okay, my friend?
Yeah. Okay. So to be honest, actually, this is my second English interview.
Well, see, that was what I was kind of afraid of, was that language barrier. I go, I'm going to reach out. If he responds in Spanish, maybe that's not going to be a good thing. But you responded in English, so I am honored to have you on.
Yeah, I'm a full bilingual.
Excellent. I appreciate that so much, my friend. Now,
thank you.
I know you've been in the business for a little bit here, because I do stalk your face page a little bit. If you don't, I mean, I follow your face page.
I don't mind that. It's good. That means I'm doing my job. That means I'm doing a good job.
I follow your face page. Yeah, absolutely. And I did notice you've been in the game for a while, and I'm gonna put the number at 16 years. Is that correct, my friend?
Yes, sir. 16 years in the business.
Wow. That's a task in its own. I have to give you so much credit for that. Very big task to stay in the game for so long. Yes, sir. Now,
and it's been really hard. I've been up, I've been down, I've been everywhere, man.
Now, we like to do some of the general questions, maybe not done in a general way. So you've been in the game for 16 years, and right now, and I looked, there's a list of like promotion after promotion after promotion that Mr. MB has honored his presence with, and vice versa. And now I'm going to start with somewhere where I think it's going to be comfortable. You are from Puerto Rico, is that correct?
Yes, I'm from Carolina, Puerto Rico. Was actually born there. Was raised in Canóvanas, Puerto Rico. But when I was 13, my mom moved back to Carolina, and from there I move on.
Oh, wow. Okay. Real quick, I don't mean to interrupt. Real quick. So I apologize for that, sir. This is a one-man show, low budget. So I have acquired some friendship over the time since I've been going to independent wrestling shows. A lot of the wrestlers are from Puerto Rico, and I feel that flavor. You come out loud and proud. You have the flag. You have your colors. You represent very loud and proud. And I love that about you, sir.
Appreciate it, man.
What
I carry, Puerto Ricans are proud people, man. We put our flag everywhere, bumpers, car stickers, and even on their forehead if we're allowed to.
I guess you kind of answered the question a little bit, but what really keeps you into that niche of the Puerto Rican heritage? Because I'm assuming that was through your whole career. Could I be correct on that?
Not really. I started it was like a dark goth personal. It was basic. It was really, very basic, dark, pentagram everywhere, face paint.
Oh,
So
wow.
then, yeah, man, it was crazy. I was young, so once I was going higher, I was thinking about like giving an upgrade. You know, we get in there.
Now, your first character, obviously, it wasn't Injodible MB. What was your name? And you said it's very dark. Had the pentagrams and it was a basic look. But what was the character's name, if you could tell us, please?
Yeah, I can name it out. I started as El Poseído Metal Boy. That's what MB stands for, Metal Boy in Spanish.
Oh, okay.
So it was this cult called Los Poseídos, the possessed. So when I made my debut, as part of them.
Oh,
So it was kind of like really cool because my uncle was the face of the company. And I came out, nobody was expecting it. And as soon as my uncle reached out to me, boom, suddenly I'm the bad guy of the family.
uh, I, it only takes a little bit of something in the ring in front of us, the fans, to make an impact, to make a mark, to kind of give us a direction. What are we doing with this guy? Are we booing him? Are we cheering him? When you're coming out, I'm assuming because your uncle is a face, you're probably getting a lot of adulation, if you will. And then all of a sudden, you pop a unk right in the jaw, and things change just like just like that.
Man, everybody was chanting all type of words. They were saying all type of bad things about me. There was this old lady, man. There was this old lady that tried to beat me up with an umbrella because of that. She was screaming out loud, "Oh, that's your family!" Oh, and all you can see her winging the umbrella like, "I'm gonna beat you up." It was cool, man. It was pretty fun time. That was 2004.
Oh man. Then like you said earlier, then I'm doing my job. When you get those reactions from us, the fans, that must really do a little something inside your heart because you're like, oh man, I walked away from that and I really made that. I pissed that old lady off, like legit.
Yeah, I went home with a satisfaction, bro. Like I did it. I pulled it out. Next week, I wasn't expecting a call, and yes, they did. They called me, and I was on my way already to the event. After that, what happened with my uncle, and I was half away, and they called me late. They said, "Bring your equipment because you're in a car tonight."
Ooh.
I was like, "What am I gonna do? What am I gonna wear?" So I was thinking, I was listening to Metallica. That's my favorite band.
Yes.
And I was listening for Who the Bell Tours. And suddenly I thought about like dark clothes. I came home, cut up a t-shirt. I had these nice skateboard pants. It was the one with the pockets on the side.
Mm-hmm.
I cut those, shred them up, had my darkest, I had some Chat Musca bands. And I didn't even have gear, to be honest, man. It was all like from a minute. And I got there and they told me what name you're gonna use. So I was like, oh my God. I told them my name and they said, no, you gotta use another name. So I came up with Metal Boy. So the guys came in from the code and they told me, can we have him? They talk and yeah, they introduced me as El Poseído, the possessed metal boy. So it was kind of fun. I did my face paint, all the tears, it was crazy, bro.
Do you look back at old footage when you first were coming up and getting? Do you have footage that's available? And if you do you look back? Because some wrestlers, they don't even want to look back at that stuff.
To be honest, I only have one video, and it's on VHS.
Mm-hmm.
and I don't even have it. My cousin has it. So I've been arguing with him every time, like, yo, you need to record it and send it to me. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to do it, but he keeps forgetting. So, you know, what can I do about it? But I do have a picture. I do have a picture. Yeah.
Now, when you're coming up and you're starting, I'm assuming it's in Puerto Rico, correct?
Yes, that happened in Puerto Rico.
And now, when you're making your transition from wrestling in Puerto Rico to wrestling in America, what timeline are we looking at right there?
We looking at 2014 or 15. It was I got to move to Orlando. I met Beetlejuice and Manny Morales from the BMW promotions.
Okay, pause. Did you say Beetlejuice or Beetler juice?
Beetlejuice.
Okay, because there's a Beetler juice out there as well. Just want to clarify.
Okay. No, it's Beetlejuice. He's Puerto Rican. He was part of the BMW promotion. And they reached out to me and we kept communication. They had a really good wrestling event. They invite me over and I made my debut in BMW promotions.
Nice. Now, when you come to America, very different. Obviously, the flavor, everything in America is different, but the wrestling specifically, very much different than the wrestling in Puerto Rico.
To be honest, the crowd in Puerto Rico is very hard. It's very hard to work with because every time you go out there, they're expecting more and more and more. So to be honest, it wasn't easy the transition because I was really nervous. Like it was my first time in a American crowd, American soil, and I pulled it off, man. I really pulled it off.
Now here, making that correlation as a wrestler to the fans, because now we're talking like 2014, 2015, you said, making that correlation with the fans. Obviously, you're very nervous. Are they going to react to what I'm giving them as a performer? Yeah. But when you're getting that adulation and you're making that connection, that's got to really be a little support under you and lift you up a little bit more and drives you just that little bit more, right?
Yes, exactly. That's like it's like an adrenaline rush. It, like if you see it's working, you want more, so you're gonna keep working good.
Now, I do correlate music with wrestling very much so because I played in a rock band for a bunch of years, doing all the '80s stuff from Metallica to the White Snake and Rat and Crew and you name it. I've probably been playing it some one-off stuff from like Autograph and Kingdom Come but I've noticed music and wrestling are very, very similar, my friend. There's so many things that you could pick from both industries that are so similar, and it could go all the way from booking down to whatever, even making flyers and such. But
you're right. You are right. If you see it, I could say you can see Bad Bunny right now. He's a Puerto Rican guy, singer. He's making millions of money for WWE. He's actually working. Mm-hmm. They have something. They're cooking something great. Like you said, music and wrestling, it has something that's similar.
Absolutely, and not only that, they're getting them into the NXT Performance Center. Bad Bunny. I mean, holy crap! He's going to be a hopping bunny.
To be honest, I never thought of that. Never thought of that, bro. Like it was an impact. It was a Puerto Rican impact, and we feel pretty proud.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. Now I asked because the correlation between music and wrestling. There you come through that curtain as a wrestler. You get that adulation, and I know sometimes there may be 10 or 20 fans, but there may be 30, 40, 50, 60, 100, 2, 3, 4, 500. You never know what you're going to get on any given night.
Exactly.
That's one similarity, being in a local band. But another one is when you walk through that curtain or when you play that first song and the people give you that adulation and their love and their energy, that's just like it's almost like being a rock star for just a little bit, isn't it? Is it not, sir?
That minute entrance or 2 minute entrance, it feels like a rock star, man. Yeah, it feels amazing. I love it. I love it.
Now, you started off dark, but I'm going to assume that you're more of a babyface character, or where are you at in your character right now?
To be honest, I'm on the neutral side character right now. But I'm really like representing Puerto Rico. But right now, I'm neutral.
Okay. Any specific reason why you would kind of stay in the middle?
I will stay in the middle because, like I said, it only takes one person in the crowd to make an impact or reaction. Because sometimes I come out of that curtain and I get booed. So that's what I'm going for. You boo me, you're good. I'm going for you. And if I go out of that curtain and you giving me the adrenaline rush, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna give you more every time. Every time I come out there, I'm gonna give you more, even though I'm heel or even though I'm face.
As they say, read the room. And you do that exact thing. You read the room, you see what the fans are giving you take to that, you adapt to that, and you work with it. I applaud you, sir. That's
Thank,
being a professional, sir, right there.
thank you.
Now, 16 years in the game, what keeps Mr. NB driving in this industry? Because you could have stopped at 10 years, you could have stopped at 12 years, you could have stopped at 8 years. You're 16 years into it. What keeps Mr. MB going in this industry?
Well, that's a question everybody been answering me, and I really love wrestling, man. That's all I gotta say. I love what I do. I love like pleasing the crowd when I go out there, and I really love it, man. There's nothing more. I don't think there's nothing else that I'd rather do than wrestling.
Well, I love to hear it. Fantastic reason why not to quit. I mean, hey, uh, now growing up and you're watching wrestling. Now, I don't know what was available in Puerto Rico. Are you seeing American wrestling? Are you seeing Puerto Rican wrestling? Growing up and becoming a fan, what's the product you're privy to?
It's kind of funny because like I never never saw Puerto Rican wrestling, and
Oh,
yeah, when I started watching wrestling, it was my grandma. She was watching WCW back in the days,
okay.
and I was watching. I remember it was La Marca, the Span de Latino, that was representing WCW, and I saw them move the acrobatics. I'm like, wow, I really like this. And then we got the Puerto Rican wrestling. It's more like a brawler. It's like more it's like power wrestling.
Hmm.
So I went more for high flying action Mexican style wrestling.
Mm. So you're feeling the lucha libre. You've put that in your repertoire over the years, correct?
Yes, I use both because I was
Oh,
trained
okay.
both.
So you consider yourself a hybrid wrestler?
Yes,
Uh,
I can
Personal.
wrestle. To be honest, I could wrestle any type of person. Comes from like Mexico, Japan, because I was trained for it.
uh, as a fan, I love that because now we get to see multiple sides of your in-ring skill, and doing different things.
Yeah,
Because you can know 1,000 things. You're never going to use your 1,000 things in
yes, you
one
never use
match.
those things. You gotta adapt to what you have in the ring.
Yes, absolutely. So I applaud you again for that. Um, Now, obviously, you've had many opponents through your career, and I'm not going to ask you to, and I'm not going to ask one of those general questions. What's your favorite opponent? What's your favorite match, or anything like that? But I want to kind of get a memory maybe from you where you walked away from a match and you just knew that was special. You walked away. You're like, you know what? I really did something good in that ring with my opponent. We made each other shine. You seem to have a memory right at the top here. Please share with us, the fans.
I really do. I call it the perfect match was with Ricky Reyes. in Triple WA. It was amazing. There was a link at YouTube. You can watch it. You can go to Injodible TV and you can watch right there.
Excellent. So that's how we would find your footage on YouTube. Is Injodible MB on YouTube?
Yeah, this is just Injodible TV.
Oh, TV. Okay, my fault. Yes.
TV. There you
excellent.
I'm don't get me wrong, I'm a gamer. I like playing video games. So I posted whatever was wrestling, video game footage, and no live that I do gaming. It goes to my Injodible TV channel.
Oh, awesome. Boys and girls, get on the old YouTube. Type that up, man. Because I want to see some footage. Like I said, I'm a jackass and I don't do any research. So I'm gonna go to your channel and look at me some Injodible matches.
Go ahead, yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the Lucha Libre style, very. Wow, my lights are going kind of crazy. I don't know what's going on in my household. I apologize. I think the aliens are in my home. I really don't know what the hell's going on. Oh, there we go. Wow. I think the dark.
That was weird.
That was weird. I think the dark metal boy infected his powers over here or something. Dick, what the hell is going on? I don't know. We'll just work right through it. I don't know how, but we will. I just don't get what the fuck is going on. Holy cow.
It's been a crazy day today. It's been a crazy day, but thank God I still managed to be here with you, man. I know, right?
Yeah. And I know you might have had a personal issue and not have been able to make it. And I thank you for being able to make and spend the time with us. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I really wanted to do this, and I was like, oh man, let me go do this. I want this.
Now, the Lucha Libre style, it's very acrobatic, high flying. You have to know what you're doing because it's pretty death defying stuff, if you will.
Yes.
What draws you to that acrobatic style, and why would you put that in your repertoire? Because you could cut your career in half doing some Lucha Libre stuff.
Yeah, like I said, I put it on my wrestling because I think I was trained. I trained for it, and the way I think of it is like if I get to wrestle a luchador, I'm ready for it. You know, I don't want to miss the chance because I wasn't prepared.
And now the gear that you come out looks very clean, very tight, very nice. Where are you getting your gear done?
This gear was made. I have my regular Injodible MB gear that was made in Puerto Rico. It was made by the Leandra Rodriguez. She's the daughter of another independent wrestler that's legend. His name is Joe Rodriguez, and she made me that outfit, and I'm very grateful. She's like my cousin, man.
You wear it loud and proud, my friend, when you come through that curtain, I gotta say.
Yeah.
You look good. You move good. I seen some of the highlight stuff you have out there on Face Page that you just recently put out.
Thank you.
Nice little montage. Get some highlights. Get to see a little bit of Mr. MB in the ring. I do, like you said, I did notice you have that mixture of being a little bit of Smash Mouth, a little bit of Lucha Libre and such. Now, myself, when I was growing up on the wrestling, I was watching guys like Don Morocco and Bob Backlund, Stan Hansen, and the names go on and on. Don Morocco, if anybody asks me, who's your favorite wrestler? And I always hate picking who's your favorite wrestler, who's your favorite band, and who's your favorite all of this stuff. But for some reason, Don Morocco really sticks out to me. The guy could be heel face. He could tell a story. He could make you believe it, especially growing up in wrestling at that time. I would believe anything Don frickin' Morocco would say. So for myself, Don Morocco is really like one of the legit true wrestlers that were coming up that paved the way, if you will. Now, my question is, do you fancy yourself when you're looking at wrestling? Because when wrestlers want to study match tapes, they go to the stuff that's been on TV and in the past. that they've watched and such from different companies. When you're looking at stuff, are you looking for Mac Classic or are you going to the Lucha Libre? And I know you do both. You're a hybrid guy. But what's usually your go-to when you're trying to study stuff?
To be honest, I'll go for both. It all depends who I'm gonna face and the type of person he is. Because if he's a brawler, we gonna brawl. If it's a luchador, we gonna lucha.
Do you look at any specific genre or anything? Or you just kind of pull stuff out, you type stuff in? How do you go to footage and study?
To be honest, I like to put what I already have out there, and if I gotta study something new, and to these days, let's go. ¿Cómo se dice? Let's be honest. Like it's been a while having go back to study, and I've been putting out there, but what I have already on my book, and I think it's like you said, I got 1,000 moves.
Are you watching the current product? Because there's so much wrestling out there right now, my friend. Back when I started watching, you had very select companies to watch, not only on TV, but to just even, be part of it and try to follow. But now there's so much wrestling out there. We have so many different things to pick from. What are you watching for, or are you watching the current product?
Right now, to be honest, I'm not watching nothing, bro. Not even
really?
not even the current product. Not nothing, man.
Your training regimens, are you finding yourself being able to find a ring at the ready? Because we are in a very odd time. Are you able to get to a ring and work
active? Yeah, I've been active. I've been doing a little bit of wrestling here and there. But yeah, I train with the Skid Row Academy. That's the Super Crazy.
Okay.
Appreciate it, man. I'm very grateful. He always there for us.
Now you're out of the New Jersey area. Is that correct? I'm saying.
He's on the New Jersey area. Yeah, I'm a Philly.
Okay. Now I have heard of Super Crazy, followed Super Crazy. If I could, and I don't know much of the talent there, but I know somebody who has been over at Super Crazy, and I just want to see if you know this guy. His name is Dirtbag Dan. Are you familiar with Dirtbag Dan at all?
I'm familiar with him. We haven't met personally yet, but I'm familiar with who he is.
Okay. Because we're new friends here, I just want to, if you ever run into Dirtbag Dan again at any promotion that you're on the same card with, or maybe at a seminar or just training, he likes to take his armpit and do like this chemical warfare thing. He does it to referees. He does it to whoever he can get his hands on. So from me to you as a friend, watch the chemical warfare, okay?
Stay away from the chemical warfare. I got you.
Yes. Now, being Puerto Rico, coming out from Puerto Rico, coming to America, totally different flavors with lifestyle, your wrestling and such. Was it easy for you to adapt, or was it a little bit hard to get into that thing?
It was kind of difficult to adapt because when I came over here, a lot of like fans. I lost a lot of fans because they follow Puerto Rican wrestlers and they focus on just Puerto Rican wrestling. So, but I made new fans. I'm very grateful, and it was kind of hard.
I can't imagine, especially like you're saying, that niche down there. They probably don't watch the American wrestling as much. So I'm sure it was a little bit of a tough thing to kind of get through. But in wrestling, if you don't persevere and try to push, it's easy to kind of fall into cracks and stuff,
Yes.
Now, I had an interview one time where it was at a location up in Massachusetts, and because this guy doesn't give interviews, he's only done 2 interviews, and for whatever reason, out of everybody on this globe, I happen to be that guy. I don't know how the hell that happened. Is it?
To
Oh,
be
go ahead.
honest, you're the second person I give an interview to.
Oh, well, again, I am honored because I'm just a dude with a phone that likes to have fun at wrestling. So when I get the chance to have talent on here, I'm very privileged to have that time.
Appreciate it, man.
But
It's a real honor you out there doing your little thing, and it makes up and it adds to a lot.
uh, thank you. I appreciate those kind words. Now, with this guy, where I'm going with this is this guy made me follow him do a workout regimen. Okay. And not only that, he made me work out with him. I'm built like a candle. I can't lift for shit. So it was a struggle for me to do this workout thing that he wanted me to do. I failed miserably, and we had a lot of fun though. I did anyways. He doesn't have fun at all. Believe
That's
me.
the good time. That's the good time about it. You gotta have fun. You gotta have fun.
Absolutely. Now, your workout regimens, when you're working out, uh, keeping your body fit, are you still doing that on the regular? Because some guys and girls have fell through the cracks during this COVID time, and getting back to the ring is a little bit of a struggle for them sometimes. So, are you continuing a workout regimen?
To be honest, I can only train like Saturdays because I work Monday to Friday 2 to 10.
Okay.
And during the daytime, I barely got because I'm a family man. So taking care of the kids but I try to maintain my diet. Either though I gain a little bit of weight, but it hasn't been that difficult in a ring because when I train, I focus on my stuff in the ring.
Uh, uh, Fantastic. Now you spoke of family, being a family man. We love to speak of support system on this show because being a wrestler is a very difficult task to persevere in, and you need a little support system behind you. May it be your siblings, your parents, your spouse, your children, whatever. You have that support system behind you, venturing in the world of wrestling, sir.
Yes.
Uh, Now, does your family go to the events and see you perform?
My wife sometimes, she goes. Sometimes it's a little bit hard, but yeah, she still support me really hard. And my mom is in Puerto Rico. The rest of my family are in Puerto Rico. So, but
Now,
yeah, last time I went to Puerto Rico and wrestled over there, yeah, they went over there and they give me that support that I needed.
when you're at the shows and your family are there, are they yelling like crazy profanity stuff and losing their ever loving minds, or how is your family reacting when you're out there performing?
Well, man, to be honest, when I'm out there, I feel the support from everybody, and I think I'm still, even though if I'm the heel, I'm still my mom's kid.
I find myself at a conundrum sometimes because some of the talents, most of the time, are one thing or another, being a face or a heel. But sometimes they switch it over, like you said, for different promotions. Maybe if they'll ask them, this guy fell out and we want you to do a face instead of a heel. Are you cool with that? Yeah, no problem. But when the fans see that, it's hard for me to register because I just been booing the same guy for like 2 or 3, 4 years straight. And when I boo, sir, I'm very loud and proud with my boos. So when he comes out and I'm booing him and I'm supposed to be cheering him, I go, oh shit, I'm the only one booing him. So
Yo, we all got that person in the crowd. Is like we out there, man. We are like, you can't please everybody. We always gonna have that person that's gonna boo us, or we gonna have that person that's gonna we. You could be the heel, and you only need one person that's gonna cheer you in the crowd.
yeah,
Everybody's gonna boo you, and just want that little kid or that person that's gonna like, oh my god, is gonna cheer for you.
uh, over
It's that crazy, man.
it, it is because that brings me to the evolution of not only wrestling but the evolution of wrestling fan. They don't just cheer for the face anymore, and they don't just boo for the heel anymore. It's kind of not totally reversed, but there's a mixed bag with both, isn't there?
Yes, you gotta
It's
give
so
they're so like, look, I'm gonna put the perfect sample. Eddie Guerrero, rest in peace. That's the perfect example. He was the best heel ever, and he still got cheered. That's a perfect example right there.
Now, when when I go to the events, I feel for my personal self, I really enjoy the atmosphere, the intimacy of the independent wrestling scene because you're right there. And it's not there to touch the wrestlers. It's not there to mess with the wrestlers. It's just the environment that it's so close and there, and we get to be a little bit more part of that
Yes.
that event. Compared,
It's actually, yes, it's actually true. Usually, you feel involved with it, involved in it, because there's no basically there's still rules, but there's no restrictions. So you guys, the fan is like very involved in it.
do you find that intimate setting you thrive in that more than a bigger setting, if you will?
I love it. I love
Now,
working. I love working with the crowd, man.
now I go to a place in East Hartford called Tested Strength Wrestling, run by Slick Wagner Brown. Now I bring it up because when you walk into this room, what they would do pre-virus, they were giving us free shows on a Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. once a month. And how can you beat that? You just can't. I think it's an amazing offer to the fans and the talent so they can shine and get their craft out there. But my point being is it's very small, only like 20 or 30 seats. And it's just a room with a ring. And I absolutely love it because it's so there, I love it.
It's like I say, you're a part. You feel like part of the action, and the electrifying emotion is in there in that small room. So it's like very intense.
Now I'd like to ask you about promos because not every wrestler is A, comfortable, and B, not that good at it. I'll just say that. I'll put that out there. Some are really are vibrant when it comes to promos and cutting them. How are you? Are you comfortable with doing promos?
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with doing promos, and I'm good at it, especially in Spanish. I'm working on my English promos because I learned English on the street, man, and it is pretty uncensored.
So your English promos would be quite colorful if you.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Oh man.
Like sometimes I'm like trying to do a promo and a bad word. Beep.
Now I don't know much.
Intense.
I could imagine. Now I don't know much Spanish, but what I do know are some colorful words, and I do have fun with them from time to time with some of the wrestlers. I may yell out a basura every so often at oh my god, we get the basura chant going. Oh my, the heat that we get from that one chant, sir.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes, I imagine it. I imagine it. I imagine. That's like going on. This basura is translation for trash.
Yeah.
So I shouting basura, basura.
The looks and the heat we get is so much fun.
Yeah.
Almost looks death-defying though, because you never know what you're gonna get. But we love to have fun, and that's the relationship though. That yourselves, the in-ring talent, and us, the fans, that we have. We cheer, we boo, you perform, you react, you kind of interact, and it's this beautiful dance that we have, and I absolutely love it. And I think that it will go on forever. There's a lot of things in wrestling that have kind of faded, if you will, but that relationship with fan and wrestler, I don't think that'll ever go away.
That would never go away, man. That would never go away. And the day that it goes away, I think wrestling is not going to be the same because without you guys, there's no us.
And vice versa. vice versa. Without you guys and girls, there's none of us either.
Yeah.
So we love wrestling, and I know you guys and girls, you get into wrestling and you're passionate, you're fans, so you get into it for a reason. But at this point in your career, we're talking 16 years deep. Are you still a wrestling fan?
I stopped watching wrestling.
I know we touched upon that topic,
Yeah.
but and I know that when you walk through the curtain, you still feel that vibe and stuff. But you still have that passion and that flavor and drive for wrestling.
Yes. If I didn't have it, I wouldn't be doing it right now. And I love it. I respect it, and I think I'm gonna do it until the end of days.
Now, you've been in it for a bit. There's got to be plenty of times that you've been on the road and had some fun, some antics with the guys and girls that you drive with. What I like to do on this show is maybe we get to share a story or two, if you might. Look at that smile. He's already got one at the ready. Look at him. Look at him. I love that. What we'd like to do, because
I was afraid you asking me that because I got a couple.
Because we're not privy. We're not on the road with you guys and girls. So that's why I like to ask that question and maybe share some fun times on the road with us. So you obviously have something in mind. Why don't you share with the fans, please?
Yeah. This is pretty funny. I was Puerto Rico going to this place is tourism. It's called Luquillo. There's a nice beaches. They got like little tents that you could buy tropical food. So we were there early. We were there like 5:30, and the wrestling event was gonna be at 7. So we were hungry. We didn't eat nothing, and we spent. It was my cousin, and he also a wrestler too. He's still in Puerto Rico, and it was him and it was me. We spent $20 in tropical food. I'm talking about grease, pure grease, man. It's called like capurria, bacalaito. How do you call that? Piña colada. Pure bad stuff before you wrestle. So we were there eating. We went to the event. I went to the booker. He's like, oh, he looked at us like, you guys are the first match. I was like, what? I'm like, bro, I just ate. Like, I just really ate. He's like, well, all I could do for you is second match, and you better get started ready because first match is about to start. I'm like, I looked at my cousin and we are like, who I'm gonna work with? It's like, oh, you guys are working together. All right.
Oh wow.
Yeah, check this out. Check this out. We were at the match. Boom, 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 boom. I get him. I was gonna do my crossbody. Right. So he comes to the rope. I fall on the turnbuckle, hit my groins. So he came up, he was hitting me, bum, bum, bum. He was working me out. And suddenly I go for I give him an elbow and I go for a rolling power bomb.
Ooh.
Guess how that ended?
We spoke about this on the show. Did you toot yourself, my friend?
No, it wasn't me though. I was the one performing the power bomb. All I heard was, let's go home. Let's go home. Let's go home. Yo, I was wearing this white bandana. I think you saw the picture I posted. There's like this white bandana I had.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, I don't got nothing else. This is all I have. You can have it. Bro, that's one of my favorite stories that it was really funny. That happened like it was 2011. And it was pretty fun, man.
See, now, boys and girls, this is why I asked this question, because we got a great story, a lot of smiles and a lot of laughs out of Mr. MB just in that one story. That's some fun stuff. And we hate to laugh at your demise, but when you got a guy up there and he gives you a little toot, I mean, that's some funny shit right there.
I know. It was an amazing moment because all I heard was and go home. Let's go home. That's all I heard. I was like, oh, let's go home.
Because if we don't, bad things are about to happen.
It happened. It really happened. It really happened, man. It was funny, and it was a moment that marked my life because I never forget that. I never. Every time they ask me for a story, that's the first one I'll say because that's like I never forget that moment.
Now, do you prefer being a singles wrestler? Because obviously right now you started as a singles wrestler, but you've been in tag teams and such throughout your career. But what do you prefer, a singles or a tag team?
To be honest, I'm a very simple guy, and I work with what they bring to the table, and it is what it is, man. I work, I could work both. I'm an open-minded person.
Nice, very cool. Now I notice on your face page, you pretty much you stick to your wrestling. You don't add the drama stuff going on. There's many a wrestler out there that add all of their feelings, their thoughts, their drama, their political views, their religious views. And I noticed on your page that you keep it pretty straightforward. And as a fan, I thank you.
I thank you for following, man, and being there, bro.
Yeah. Now we've talked many a topic. We've learned so much about Mr. MB in such a short time. Is there any topic or something about your career? And I know you've had a long career, and I couldn't touch upon everything in one sitting. But is there anything specific that we haven't talked about, sir, that you would like to bring to the table?
There's a couple of stuff that we could still put out there. Like when I was working in Puerto Rico, I get to be a champion for the HWS. I was a junior champion for them. That was 2007, 2008. I got to be for the NWS. I was the Puerto Rican and the tag team champion, both at the same time.
Nice.
And for XWA Rio Grande, Puerto Rico, I was their undisputed cruiserweight title. I hold that title for 2 years straight, and it was a pretty amazing run.
I love lengthy title runs. For me personally, not all fans do, but I love a long title run. I love character, storyline, in-ring prowess, and a long title run. For some reason, I do, because it gives us from event to event to event something to follow with what that champion is doing, either bringing us with them or just trying to poop on us and really bring us down. Over time, we want to hate you so bad. We want that belt gone away so bad.
It got to the point that in the match, it got to the point when the face was working. Man, the crowd was insane. The crowd would scream out, "Beat this up!" They were literally shouting, "Beat the up!"
Now, I've spoken to many of the talent about this subject, and I'm curious because you started in Puerto Rico and made your way to America. Two different styles, two different crowds, obviously. Now, the fan base from one to another obviously is different, but I'm assuming there might be a similarity. When I ask this question to most of the talent, the answer is usually, now the question being, are the children a little more mouthy, a little more vulgar than the adults are when you're at the events? Because I've heard from the talent, some of the children, man, they really got a mouth on them.
I can say yes. I can say yes. There's a lot of children out there that will eat you alive. If you don't know how to work with them, they'll eat you alive.
Uh, you know what's I think the best thing about that, and not that they use the vulgar language, but the parents that are with them, all depending on what they're saying and such. But when the wrestlers come over and try to get that heat back and give it to them, the parents absolutely eat that stuff up, man. They really dig it.
Yes, I love it when it happens. I really love it.
Now you were mentioning some of the accolades that you've accomplished over your course. Is there anything else that we haven't spoken about that you would like to bring to the table?
There's anything you want to ask, man, go for it. That's what we're here for.
All right, I have a question I've never asked anybody because you're a family man. Now, I'm assuming when you started your career, were you with your current wife or spouse or girlfriend or whatever you got going on now?
No.
Now, this being my question, meeting your better half, you're in a you're a family man now. Was she accepted to you being a wrestler? Because I know guys that meet ladies and they're already a wrestler, but the ladies are like, wrestling is a bunch of bullshit. What are you doing? Was she accepting to you being a wrestler?
It was kind of new for her, and it was kind of like different, and she really don't get that much involved in it, but she does support me really nice. It's really good to have her support.
That's fantastic to hear because you need that. You absolutely need that as a wrestler, for sure.
Also,
Now,
she's like my counselor. Every time I want to do a new logo or I want to do some merchandise, I'll go to her, talk to her about it, go
nice.
over it, and make sure it looks good, how you like it. Because if she don't like it, I'm not gonna do it.
Now, are you comfortable on the independent scene right now? Or is the end game of being a wrestler and having a career, is your end game either the independent scene, you're comfortable doing what you're doing, or are you looking to get to that plateau of the WWE and the Impact and AEW that's out there?
That's a pretty interesting question. I've been asked before, and I feel comfortable being an independent wrestler. But let's be honest, all of us are shooting for more. All of us are shooting for more. But this is my point of view. I'm not shooting up for WWE or anything that's WWE related. To be honest, I'm looking forward more to Triple A Mexico, CMLL,
Ooh,
New Japan Wrestling. I love it.
now
So if that's what I'm looking for, shooting over there for them.
New Japan offers us something different. CMML, something different. AAA, the talent that goes in those three
Yeah,
companies you just mentioned, the talent is off the charts right now.
it's off the charge. I really love it. I'm not saying that WWE is really bad, but it is. They're kind of they restrict wrestlers,
Mhm.
and I don't think that's good.
They keep that creative process. They kind of stifle it, what you want to bring to the table, and they give you what they want.
Yes,
We've seen guys and girls leave left and right just because of that specific reason. Chris Jericho being one of them.
yes.
So I mean, I feel you there. Now, where do you go from here? Do you just continue spreading your wings throughout the American wrestling? Are you looking to go international? Because there's UK and there's other avenues besides obviously America for wrestling. Are you looking to spread those wings?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm getting ready. I'm working opening more doors and go international and do what I have to do.
Mm. Well, I can't wait to see what the future brings to Mr. MB. And I can't thank you enough for not only spending the time with us here and getting to know you, but this is only the second English interview you've ever done.
Yes.
And I cannot thank you enough for that because just reaching out, Again, I
Sick.
thought the language barrier was going to mush everything up, and I'm so glad that it didn't.
Yeah, most of that, I mean, like most of the people that don't know me think, like, oh, he doesn't know English. Like some of the new guys I met, they come to me and they like, oh, do you speak English? I'm like, oh yeah, and oh, perfect, and and it goes from there.
Well, I know you have been in the game for a bit, but maybe in the near future, maybe within the next year or so, we can maybe reconnect with Mr. MB and have him back on the show and see where you're
Yeah,
at, see
but
what you're doing, see
whatever
what's
you
going
feel
on.
you have the time, just let me know. I'll schedule it for you, and I'll be here for you, man.
Oh man, I thank you so much for that. That's amazing. Because we don't like to chit chat for too long because I can go and go and go and go and go. But we like to leave the fans with a little something that we
Yeah.
don't know because we want the talent to come back and conversate some more. So we try not to get everything out of the talent, you know.
Yes, I feel
Uh,
you. I feel you.
uh, this has been a fine hour with Mr. MB, and I can't thank you enough. And I can't wait to see what the future brings. So this has been Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid and my very special guest, Injodible MB. I cannot thank you so much, my friend.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you very much for having me, man. It's an honor. God bless you. God bless you all. Stay safe.